What's up, my pooper dicks people? Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And hit the bell icon so you don't miss a video. It's been a couple days. I just got out of One-Eyed Jack's. Picked up a sweet stack of 42 commons. 12 of those commons were Brainstorm. And it paid like $4.30 or something. I don't know. I can't remember what the tax was, but doesn't matter. Anywho, enough. I'm here today to do a review of the set before Ultimate Masters. Masters 25. Let's see if it's as good as Ultimate Masters or if it's as bad as everybody kind of made it out to sound for us Pauper people. So, here we go. This is Scryfall if you didn't know. You can follow along with me if you'd like. I'm not going to read Elf every damn card, but the ones that are appearing to be worth reading, I will read, and we will go through and see what set works. And as I look at a tow truck and wonder if they're going to disturb me at all. No, I guess they're not. Sorry about that. Here we go. Masters 25. I should probably have just typed it in. Still got a lot of sets. I can't wait to get to them all. There we go. Masters 25, and that is all. Accumulated Knowledge is a Pauper playable card. It is used in a lot of decks that like to draw cards. I like this card. It's for 1 in blue, you get to draw a card and then draw cards equal to the number of cards named Accumulated Knowledge in all graveyards. So if you happen to mill one or surveil one in the graveyard or 3 in the graveyard, then even better, because when you finally cast that 4th one, oh boy, the payoff is great. 4 cards for 2 mana. It's like Ancestral Recall, if I can recall correctly. I believe that's what it's called. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, Active Heroism. Untap target creature, gets +2/+2 until end of turn and can block an additional creature this turn. I don't know. Oh god! Sorry. Yeah, Active Heroism might see some use. I don't play with a lot of white. Whatever. Active Treason. I've seen that in like this steal your creature deck and then fling it. It's not a very viable strategy in Pauper though. Antioch Survivalist will be worth about $0.00 if you ask me, and 0 decks. 2 for a 2/1 Megamorph for 1 and a green. You can make it go from a 2/2. Turn it face up anytime for its Megamorph cost and put a +1/+1 on it. So for the Megamorph, you can cast it for 3, colorless, then you Megamorph it and make it a 3/2. Goes from a 2/2 to get a +1/+0 for 2. So for 5 mana, you can have a 3/2. And it also destroys an artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. That's a lot of neat stuff. I would have been probably better off never even looking at this card and giving it any of my attention, because that's how I feel about it. You guys may feel differently. If you do, comment below. I'd like to hear. I just think it's a crap card, honestly. I'd probably never. It's a Hound Shaman. Yeah. Ambassador Oak, 3 in green. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 elf warrior creature token. It's a 3/3. Hey, look at that. You get a 1/1 and a 3/3 for 3 in a green. That's actually kind of worth it. And it's a tree folk. So if you're playing that tree folk shaman thing, then hey, even more power to your deck, I guess. Pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, because there's one that gives like tree folk spells costs 1 less. I can't remember. Anyway, Ancient Stirrings is a powerful, awesome card, and especially mono green Tron using Illimog's Crusher. as the payoff, obviously, for that. Angelic Page, target attacking or blocking creature. Oh, God, I'm sorry I got the case of yawns. This is just, I don't know. Flying, and it taps to give attacking or blocking creature +1/+1 until end of turn. It's a 1 and a white for a 1/1 flying. It can give a boost to something else if it's not attacking itself. I mean, that would be neat and worth it if it had vigilance. It's an angel spirit, so I guess it could see playing a spirit deck maybe, but Angelic Page just kind of goes on, label it Arbor Elf, awesome card. Ancient Stirrings, awesome card. Ambassador Oak, pretty awesome card. Antioch Survivalist, just you know. Active Heroism, just Arcane Denial, awesome card. It goes with Accumulated Knowledge in that little deck that you may have heard of called Turbo Fog, which I may start playing on this channel soon. Ash Barrens. I have tried Turbo Fog a few times and didn't have much luck with it, though. Ash Barrens is a powerful, awesome, one of the best in the format as far as colorless land goes. I mean, the basic land cycling for 1. Don't get confused about that. Some people will think that means you just pay 1 and can cycle it. No, you cycle for a land. No, I didn't want to go to Assembly Worker. 2/2 for 3 mana, and you can tap to give target Assembly Worker creature +1/+1 till end of turn. I guess there's a deck that uses that, although I haven't seen it. I mean, but anything's possible. I would just label this but it's actually sleeved and ready and waiting to go into a deck that calls for it. I know there's one out there that I've posted on my tapped out, but I don't feel like going on there and doing the search for it. Oromancer is a great card. It's used a lot. Actually, I take that back. It's a 2/2 for 3. When it enters, you can return target enchantment from your graveyard to your hand. I think it's a great card, but most people would probably say it's just kind of Balduvian Horde. Enters the battlefield, sack a creature sack it unless you discard a card at random. 4 for a 5/5. Yeah. If you have only 1 card in your hand, or just like you've got a battlefield full of land and creatures and just a hand of land, then yeah. Blightning, I fucking love Blightning. I love it. It's my favorite card ever. 1, black, red. It deals 3 damage to target player, and that player discards 2 cards. I mean, I'd rather make you discard a card than counterspell you or blow up land. Why not just make you put it in the graveyard, and then maybe like get rid of your graveyard, remove your graveyard from the game. That sounds like a better plan than sitting here deciding what cards you should be able to play and which ones you shouldn't. I'd just rather discard your hand, and then you can just like watch me play Magic. That sounds like a lot more fun if I'm gonna be like interacting with you and what you're doing, Hey, that's just my thoughts on that subject there. Yeah, because what's really great is when you make your opponent discard a card and it ends up being like a counter spell, or even better, you cast something like, say you duress them and they counter spell your duress. It's like, all right, cool. I probably would have just picked that anyways. Bloodhunter Bat. I can just look at it, and without even knowing what it does, I just look at it and know this is a crap card. When it enters the battlefield, target player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. It's 3 and a black for a 2/2 flyer. I guess that actually could be useful and good, especially if you're like flickering it. That could be pretty good, but it's not horrible. I just wouldn't use it because it costs 4. Borrowing 100,000 arrows. I want to use that card. Since I first saw it, I was like, this card could be good. Sorry for the flip there. Let me change that. No, I don't want to open no freaking link. Don't tell me. Don't do that crap to me, stupid phone. Stop flipping Stop flipping. Brainstorm. Yeah. I have 12 of those now. Or that I just got. I have more than 12. I have probably like 20 now, actually. I don't even know. Chandra's Outrage. Who's Chandra? I've never seen her in Pauper. Why does she get an Outrage card? Deals 4 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller for 4. Yeah, I mean, it's an instant, and it seems like crap. I'd rather just go ahead and Galvanic Blast you or your creature for 4 for 1 red mana. I mean, just me, but hey, what do I know? Chartooth Cougar, Chartooth Barf, Mountain Cycle it for 2. That seems like that's a decent card. Mountain Cycler for 2, just, it's a dud, and then but hey, if you don't want a dud, you can always pay 2 and get a mountain instead. Choking Tethers, hey, another dud, you can pay 2 and just, draw a card. I just don't think either of those. Cinderstorm, deals 7 damage to target creature or player. Wow, I mean, that's basically, it's not an instant speed, but it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. If it was an instant, it would be worth it. But, yeah. Sorcery, blah. Cloud Shift. It's the white Ghostly Flicker, and I think it's a cool card. Exile target creature, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. I mean, find something that does something when it enters the battlefield really good, and then, yeah. Or if something's about to die, hey, boom, it's saved. Colossal Dreadmaw. 6/6 trample for 6. And it's a dinosaur. I tried to build the dinosaur deck. That was one of the worst decks I ever played. I only found like one list. I reposted it. It's on my tapped out. I'm not proud of it. And I thought there's got to be something I could do to make it better, like maybe Distant Melody in there, but I don't know. I'm not good with tribal builds usually. I like my goblins though. Congregate is one of my favorite old cards from Urza's Saga. You gain 2 life for each creature on the battlefield. So yeah, if you're playing against my goblin deck and I'm about to finish you off, or even like, hey, that's response to say like Goblin War Strike. Okay, cool. So I'll just gain 1 life for each goblin in play, and then so I'll take 0 damage. Coral Helm Guide. Then again, Congregate could just be better. It might just be better to just put Fog in your deck. But still, I like the idea of gaining 2 life, especially if you're playing tokens. Or elves. But, I mean, who plays white-green elves? I don't. Coral Helm Guide. Target creature can't be blocked this turn for 5. That's actually a pretty powerful ability, I'd say, but just Counterspell, also awesome. Forgot they reprinted it there. Court Hussar. Sorry, you're good after they get rid of Augur of Bolas. I guess they're talking about banning Augur of Bolas. So hey, looks like we're gonna have to be playing Seagoid Oracle or Court Hussar. I mean, they basically are another Augur of Bolas. Why don't somebody just put 4 Court Hussar, 4 Augurs, and 4 Seagates, since Augur is so broken? Just build a deck around that. I don't think Augur's that great. It's not bad. It stops a lot of aggro stuff. Like Crimson Mage would be stopped totally. But Lightning Bolt would totally kill all 3 of them. Anyway, Crimson Mage. Target creature you control gains haste until end of turn. For a red. That could work good in a Rakdos Exuminator with the Ulamog's Crusher. Cultivate. Search your library for up to 2 cards, basic land cards, reveal them, put 1 into the battlefield and the other into your hand, then shuffle your library. I mean, it comes into the battlefield tapped or whatever, but not bad for a landfall for for 2 and a green, but I probably would not use it. Dark Ritual, powerful card. It's the Black Lotus. What the hell? I mean, it's as close as we're going to get. But yeah. I mean, Dark Ritual, and then, hey, play 3 1-drop creatures. Black aggro. Efficient. Dauntless Cathar seems pretty not, just doesn't seem like a card I would play with right off the bat. Again, exile it from your graveyard, create a 1/1 spirit creature token with fly, and activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. Well, whoopee-doo. So for 3, you get a 1/1 and a 3/2 at separate times. Death's Head Buzzard. 1 and 2 black. When it dies, all creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn. I mean, that might be like better than putting like Nausea in the sideboard, but not much. I mean, I guess it'd be good against Delver though. You can block and then kill Delver. So he's not horrible, but I have just feelings about that one as well. Diabolic Edict is a powerful card. It's instant speed. Target player sacks a creature. Tempest, I love it. Dirge of Dread, more like Dirge of Dur. The artwork on this is, my girlfriend really likes the artwork from this guy. All creatures gain fear until end of turn. Yeah, when you cycle it, you may have target creature gain fear. If I ever play with it, then I might have fear. No, seriously, I would probably never play with that card just because who cares? Just why not give your creature unblockable or whatever? Or shadow. Disenchant. Love the new artwork. Old school card, great card. Disfigure, great card. I mean, just use it, where it applies. Disenchant, for some reason, doesn't see play like I think it should. I know there's plenty of other options out there to get rid of artifacts and enchantments in white and green and several other. But Disenchant was just like the classic way to do that, and I don't know why I never see. I can't think of what replaced it right now. I have to look at sideboard lists to know what the hell replaced Disenchant, because right now I just can't figure it out. Disfigure. I mean, instant -2/-2. So, you've sacked everything on ATOG. Well, in response to you sacking all your artifacts, I'll disfigure them. Or even better, if you got 2 or 3 in your hand, make them, if they leave 1 land or something. Anyway, Dragon's Eye, Savants. Seems like a good idea, but it's also just kind of to me. When it's turn face up, look at the opponent's hand, and it's a 0/6, so it doesn't deal 2 damage to you, and no, you don't get to draw a card, but you get to see your opponent's hand. Dusk Legion Zealot, yep. Echoing Courage, Elvish Aberration, Ember Weaver. As long as you control a red permanent, it gets +1 and has first strike. Whoopee freaking do, and it's got reach. 3 for 3/3 first strike. Yeah, I'd probably use that if I've ever played green, but Epic Confrontation, it's a sideboard card at best. I probably wouldn't play with it. Urg Raiders. Isn't there anything greater than Urg Raiders? At the beginning of your end step, if it didn't attack this turn, it deals 2 damage to you unless it came under your control this turn. Alright, just how about I never use them, ever? That might just be better. Exclude, 2 and a blue, counter target spell, draw a card, great card. Fathom Seer, this I just discovered today in the One-Eyed Jacks. Sitting there, and yeah, I read this card, it's great. 1 and a blue, you can morph, you can play it for its morph cost for 3, or you can play it straight up 1 and a blue for 1/3. So it's Augur Bolas that you don't get to look at your library for 2, or you can morph him, and then when you unmorph him back to just him being a 1/3, then the cost is returning 2 islands you control to your hand, but then when he does that, you draw 2 cards. So it's like a gush, sorta. And I guess you can only do it as a sorcery, but yeah. It's not bad though. I mean, that'll probably be the replacement for Gush for some people, although Muldrifter will probably just be the Gush replacer. Fencing Ace, 2 for a double strike, 2/1/1. That seems actually worth it. And it's a human soldier. That makes it even better. Because there's that mono white human soldiers deck that's really good. I love that card. It kind of sucks they reprinted it because it was starting to get nasty on the pricing there before this set. But when it enters you, search the library for a creature, converted cost 6 or greater, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle your library. It's kind of like that other mono green Tron card that's really good that I mentioned earlier. That won't load if I scroll up, so screw it. But it's a really good card in the mono green Ulamog's Crusher deck, Tron. Freed from the Real, neat card in the combo deck named after it. Check out recent videos I've done. I'm gonna say that. Frenzied Goblin, that's a good one in the mono red Goblins deck. You know, 1 or 2 of. Oh, I don't really go more than that in my version of it, but definitely playable. Geists of the Moors, probably not playable. 3/1 for a 3/1 flying. Yeah, I guess it's a Spirit 2. That I guess. Ghost Ship, meh. Giant Growth, meh. Although it used to be a powerful card, it was replaced with other cards, and so that's all I'm going to say about it. But it's still a classic. God's Willing, and yep, it's playable. Theros, I mean, Griffin Protector. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So play like 5 creatures. It's a flyer. That's a good card if you've got a plan, but it's 4, so it's not the greatest, not the worst. Haunted Fengraf is alright. It's a return. It's a Raise Dead for free. Yeah, well, not for free, but it's a Raise Dead that any color can play. 3 and sack it, and then you can get a graveyard card to your hand at random. And Hordling Outburst is 3 for 3/1/1 red goblin creature tokens. It's not a bad card. It's a sorcery. I like it. I'd use it in my goblin token deck. Horror of the Broken Lands is great, especially in like a cycling exhume deck. Horseshoe Crab, I like this card way back in the day. It was like the replacement for Soldevi Sentry, which was like a old, I don't know, you'd like equip him with a whip, and then you just like infinitely hit your opponent. Which is making me think maybe I should look at doing a Horseshoe Crab combo, infinite combo. If I could somehow make him where he taps for 2 mana, and then attach Freed from the Real on him. Or wait, no, I don't need Freed from the Real. I'd need a whip. But anyway, something to think about and look at later. Jackal Pup enters, deals 2 damage, or it deals that much damage. When it's dealt damage, it deals that much to you. 1 for a 2 red, not bad. Kavu Climber enters the battlefield, draw a card for 5. Yeah, no thanks. I'd say overall the set for me is just kind of meh. There's some good cards, but there's a lot of meh cards. So Ultimate Masters, for the most part, to me, seems like the better set. Kindle. That was a fun card back in Tempest. Like Accumulated Knowledge, but 2 damage, 3 damage, 4 damage, and 5 damage for 2 mana. But yeah, it's just there's better burn. Knight of the Skyward Eye gets +3/+3 until end turn. This ability only once each turn for 4. So each turn for 4, you can have a 5/5, or you can have a 2/2 for 2. That seems alright. I'd use it in a mono, or I guess I'd have to use it in a Selesnya build. Croson Tusker. Let me search the library for basic land, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle your library. When you cycle it, you can get a basic land. So that's cool, but it costs too damn much, if you ask me. I wouldn't ever use it. Lightning Bolt, nah. Just meh. Of course I'm joking. That's a huge joke. Loyal Sentry is pretty cool, and I don't know why this hasn't seen more play since it came out. I thought it was going to be a huge, like, awesome card, like, that was going to create lots of really good white decks, and I haven't seen it in play, in Pauper, since this set came out. So I've tried it, and it wasn't that good. LOL is like another fog with cycling on it. That's pretty neat. Lurch Mantle, Lunarch Mantle. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. Has 1 sack this creature. Just sacrifice a permanent. This creature gains fly until end of turn. That seems like okay if you got like some sort of way to make tokens every turn. Mana War is awesome, especially with like Wizard Mentor, I think, where you can just like keep returning Wizard Mentor and Mana War to your hand, or you just Ghostly Flicker Mana War. That's also cool. He's just a bouncer. Merfolk Looter, great card. If you ask me, draw a card, tap, draw a card, then discard a card from Stronghold. I mean, one of my favorite cards, classic. Mesmeric Fiend, me. It is I actually say me because I hate playing against it, but it's a good card. Basically, it's like a duress on a creature. Mog Flunkies is good in the Goblin deck. Murders is just, I mean, just a really crappy. What the hell's the name of that white-black card that exiles target creature for 3? I mean, that card's better, whatever that card is called. I can't remember. Mystic of the Hidden Way, unblockable, 3/2 for 5. Any more for 2 in blue. So you get a 3/2 after you've already paid for a 2/2 for 3. I guess he's decent, just me. Nettle Sentinel, great card. Mizumi Cutthroat, can't block, 2/1/2, just me. Nihil Spellbomb, awesome card. Noble Templar, nah. Pacifism, Journey to Nowhere, same thing, pretty much. I mean, not, but it kind of is. As long as there's no activated abilities. Path of Peace, destroy target creature, its owner gains 4 life. Yeah, no, that's just destroy mess and 4 mana and just me. Perilous Mirror is great in Tortured Existence. Phantasmal Bear is great in an aggro blue deck. Phyrexian Ghoul is pretty good if you got goblin or tokens that you can keep making and find a way to keep regenerating and making tokens. It's a pretty good thing. It's efficient, I guess. Because it doesn't say he can only do it once. He can do it as many times as you want in a turn. Pillage is a great card. Then again, so is Stone Rain. I don't know. I don't know of lands that regenerate, but I guess there's lands that can regenerate if they're creatures too. Pillory of the Sleepless is a good card, and I run it in the Night Sky Mimic deck, but that's the only thing I've ever seen it in. Plummet, destroy target creature with fly for 2. Yeah, okay. I guess it's alright. Not great. Presence of Gond is a great combo piece to the Presence of Gond combo. And I will go over that combo at a future later date. But you could do a Google search if you're that interested. Primal Clay. It becomes your choice of a 3/3, 2/2 with flying, or a 1/6 wall defender. For 4 mana, that's okay. Prophetic Prism, great playable card. Pyrehound. When you cast an instant or sorcery, put a +1/+1 on Pyrehound. And that's, yeah, I guess for 4. It seems slow though. Quicksand, yeah, a good card. Oops, all instants, loves it. Yeah, I'm about to stop. Okay, leave me alone, phone. I'm almost there. God, why did you have to bring that up? You didn't have to do that. So annoying. Sorry, guys. I'm at the cues. I'm almost done. Quicksilver Dagger. Chain creature. This creature gets... Oh, that's the... Yeah, so I could use that. Shut up! Jeez. Ah! Stop! Quicksilver Dagger is like the fucking whip that I was talking about for... Oh my god! Fucking shut up! Silver Dagger. That's a neat card for Izzet builds. Makes your creature a Timmy, you know, and you can draw a card. It's a really good card. So is Rancor. Relentless Rats. I just don't. I think Persistent Petitioners does it better. I haven't seen anybody build a Relentless Rats deck. I could imagine they might be fun, but I don't think it's a really... Rat decks need more than just a bunch of rats get, you know. Then again, I mean, they all get +1 for each other Relentless Rat on the battlefield. That could get really explosive. I may have to try that out digitally. But from what I've seen and messed with, they're not worth the time. Renewed Faith, you gain 6 life for 3, or you can cycle and gain 2 life. It's just not that good unless you're playing mono white. I'd play Feed the Clan instead if you're playing, like, say, white green. I mean, it's a green card, but I guess it's probably one of the better life gaining white cards that I can think of. I mean, yeah, Retraction Helix. That goes pretty good in those Cheerio type decks with you can go infinite. Like, there's some sort of combo deck that likes it's like let's see, target creature gains tap, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. I don't really know how Retraction Helix works in that Cheerio build that I was looking at, but there's a Cheerio build where basically you can start slapping all the other stuff into your opponent's battlefield back to their hand. Return Phalanx. I've never seen this card in a deck. It's for Dimir builds, obviously, from Theros. It's the defender. It's 3/3 for 2. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Not great. I don't know. Pretty sure there's better things to do with your mana than spend 2 mana each turn to attack with a 3/3. A Ruthless Ripper ain't bad. It ain't great either. I mean, it's Death Touch for 1/1, and if you morph him and morph him back, then yeah, target player loses 2 life. Savannah Lions is one of my favorite weenies. 2/1 for 1. Can't beat it. Self-Assembler is a usable, playable Pauper card. I think it's used in Tron builds. There's like a specific Tron deck that uses it. There's other builds that use it. I mean, it's definitely something you could brew with too, along with Retraction Helix and a lot of these other ones. It's, I mean, better than but not much. Shoreline Ranger's a card, if you ask me. There's a black card that does the same thing. I think it's just like this Scourge card. Sift. I never played with that card. It seems okay if like Ponder, Preordain, and all the other like Sleight of Mind, Brainstorm.
Like, if you don't have access to those, or they go banned one day long far into the future, maybe Sift will see some play, but until then, I don't think so. I like Simeon's Spirit Guide. If you ask me, it's one of the Pauper 9. But that's just my own opinion, and it doesn't see as much play as I think it should. I mean, it's a red mana, you just have to remove it from the game. So if your mana screwed for red, we need one, then maybe you can just keep yawning over and over so that you can never finish the review. God. Skeleton Eyes. Don't think that card is playable. Deals 3 damage to target creature. Instant for 5. When a creature dealt damage this way dies, create a 1/1 black skeleton creature token that regenerates. Not really worth it. Skirt Commando. 3 for a 2/1. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may have it deal 2 damage to a target creature that player controls. Or that player could just block and kill it, probably, since it's a 2/1. I mean, it does morph, but whoopee-doo. Like, back when morph just began in Onslaught days. Soulbright Flamekin. I want to see this card played somewhere, but, I mean, here's the thing. For 2 mana, you get a 2/1. That's cool, I guess. I mean, I'd rather have a bear 2/2 for 2, but okay. For 2 colorless mana, target creature gains trample until end of turn. If this is the 3rd time this ability has resolved this turn, you may add 8 mana to your mana pool. So if you spend 6, you can get 2. So it's like, I don't know, buy 3, get 1 free or something. Then again, if you got a bunch of creatures in play, like say you got 3, you give 3 trample and then you give 4 more trample, so it's like buy 3 get 4 free. I don't know. That's if you want to do it that way and you have that many creatures. It's very, very limited window there to do that. Spike Shot Goblin, 3 for a 1/2 that deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player. It's a blinker for 1 red and a tap. I've never seen this card played, and I don't think it's playable, but I guess, you know, because you could pump them up and, like, just... That actually could be really good if you gave them, like, +5/+5 or something, or +5/+0. You don't even have to give them toughness, just give them +5, and then you can start just slamming somebody 6 in the face and find a way to untap him too. Maybe like Freed from the Real. That could work in like a Is It build. That would be a neat little brew. I might have to look at that and do something about it one day in the far into the future. Squadron Hawk is definitely playable. I mean, you play your first one and you can go and get all 3 of the rest of them out of your deck, and then you got 3 flyers in your hand that cost 2 mana that are 1/1 flying. But still, 4 flyers, you know, at once is kind of, pretty much at once, is kind of tough to deal with. Street Wraith is another one of the Pauper 9, if you ask me. I love this card. It was worth like 15 or 16 bucks before this set reprinted it, as it was only printed in Future Sight as a common, or I guess they printed it online as a common. I'm not sure where it was printed common, because it wasn't originally printed common. Either way, it was printed common somewhere, so it's Pauper legal and playable. I mean, you know, you're taking basically, if you put 4 in your deck, you're basically playing with a 56 card deck, but you're starting the game with potentially, if you drew 4 of them, then you're starting the game with 2, 4, 8 less life, so 12 life and 56 cards. Can you beat somebody with that, with those circumstances? I don't think so, but still, it's pretty decent. I mean, to be able to cycle a card for 2 life. See, it works pretty good in like Reanimator decks anyway, because like I don't know, I love that card, that's all. Supernatural Stamina, supernatural crap. Until end of turn, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains. When this creature dies, it returns to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Yeah, it's like Undying. That's actually kind of cool. I just discovered that a card I've been just given the stink eye for no reason is actually decent. Thresher Lizard, 2 and a black and a red to give it plus. Sorry, Lizard, Thresher Livered Gizzard gets +1/+2 as long as you have one or fewer cards in hand. Okay, cool. So when you're top decking, you get a 4/4 for 3. That's decent. Timber Pack Wolf is a playable card. I love this card. It gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control named Timber Pack Wolf. Totally lost. I'm totally lost as to why anyone would want to pay 4 and a blue to instantly put target non-land permanent on top of its owner's library. But I guess there could be an instance when that would be really annoying to pay 5 mana to have something come back the next turn. But yeah. I mean, why not just use Void Snare or something like that? Trumpet Blast. 2 in red. Attacking creatures get +2/+0 instant. Yep, that's a good card. There's other cards that do it a little better, but such as in Oketra's Name and other cards of the like. There's a few of these, and I actually like the giving all your attacking creatures an extra bump, because like if you're playing tokens and you got like, I don't know, do the math. I mean, given all your tokens +2, then all your tokens are dealing 3 damage. I mean, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18. It doesn't take a lot to kill an opponent. Twisted Abomination. There's that other card, except this one regenerates, and it's a 5/3. It's not playable. Uncaged Fury. 2 in a red. Target creature gets +1/+1 and double strike till end of turn. Instant speed. Yeah, whoopee-doo. That's too expensive. Not playable in my opinion. Unearth, great card. Anything that costs 3 or less, return it from the graveyard to the battlefield. And if you don't have anything you can do that with, you can cycle it for 2. Totally playable. Utopia Sprawl, great in Bogles. Totally playable if you're playing multicolor. Vampire Lacerator, great card. I'm getting ready to build a vampire deck that uses it. It's not great though if like you play it first turn, because at the beginning of your turn upkeep, you lose 1 life unless an opponent has 10 or less life. So it's kind of a late game, but it's 1 for 2/2. So you can afford to lose maybe 1 mana or 1 life per turn if you're doing more damage to your opponent. Wish he was flying though. Vessel of Nascent Sea, great card in Tortured Existence. You know, you can reveal the top 4 of your library, put an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker card from among them into your hand. Well, we don't care about planeswalkers. Enchantment, creature, or land is great. Put the rest in your graveyard. Dredge it up. White Mainline, great card from back in the day. Kind of a... yeah, it was like... they were trying to do... there's a red card that does that, I feel like. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, it's a pretty decent card. Flash it in, 2/2 for 2. Enters the battlefield, return a creature you control to its owner's hand. So, I mean, Loyal Sentry, maybe you could do that with Loyal Sentry. That'd be kind of cool. Let's see what the next 60 cards are. Ooh, it's a Wild Heart Invoker. 4. You get a 4/3. For 8 mana, target creature gets +5/+5 and trampled till end of turn. Could use that in Freed from the Real or Dinosaurs, I guess. Or Elves. I've seen it used in Elves. And it works okay in Elves. Pardon me. My other half is coughing. Woolly Loxodon. Yeah, no. Just no. Not playable. And that's all for Masters 25. All in all, if you're going to buy some booster packs for Pauper playable cards, you're better off getting Ultimate Masters. But Masters 25, you know, with all the shade it's been thrown, is actually got some decent stuff for us Pauper players. But you're probably better off just buying the singles, because $10 for a pack that lands you a 50-cent rare, I'm not into it. And that's all. Thanks for watching and sticking through this begrudging process of me yawning on and off. And like, subscribe, share, and comment. Let me know what set you want to see me review next. And I'll see you guys soon. I got some more matches coming up I have to upload. I'm doing higher quality videos and seeing what that's like. I probably won't stick with it, but we'll see, because they just eat up a lot of data, and I have to like delete apps off my phone just to edit them and upload them. So have a great day, and see you Pauper players pooping out later.